425, paper charges.
Good morning, people. Coming to you live from Clark County, Indiana. And went to License Branch, JC Store, a few other places. Got back home. Ate me a honey bun, so that made my sugar go up. Here it's live.
The truth is brand new. So
in person,
it's not the
with
computer;
my lawyer,
it's the Wi-Fi,
and then filing in the Ohio courts.
It's the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Use a notary here in Florida with your lawyer here in Florida.
The stupid. So I have Spectrum, and it's the only one we can have out here in the country.
I did not ask that question.
And they slow you down on purpose.
You're unaware whether
I am unaware.
all right. Why is it not signed until December 1st?
Oh, for God's sake! Why is it not signed until? Why is it not signed?
Flew up there on the
My
30th.
flight was.
Judge got a new name. Tartars, the turtles. Megan's people would do a Tartars upside down with Judge Thomas' face on it. If you've been watching this, they done one with Liar Preston and all this, so let's get back to it. Remember, people, I do not own the rights to.
Tomorrow morning would be the AM of 11:30.
That's what he's
He doesn't
counting
know
on.
how flights work. He doesn't know how flights work.
No, Megan, he knows. I'm starting to understand him a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. Chad, agree or disagree? He is purely doing this to try and intimidate, harass, aggravate the situation, make Jeremy feel helpless, and make him feel as low and minuscule as he possibly can in order to get under his skin, so that I don't even know what the end goal is. But that's
I don't know what it is either.
What else is it? He knows how flights work. He's been flying, back and forth.
I'll tell you what it is.
He's been
I know what it
flying
is.
since dinosaurs.
I know what it is. He's putting him in his place.
Yeah.
He
How dare he come in here, this huge YouTube
he has
star.
researched him. He has researched him since that first hearing. He knows who he is. He doesn't like him at all, and he's going to put him in his place because Jeremy Hales thinks he's above this judge. He thinks he's a free citizen. How dare he? I'm going to show him that he's under my thumb. He's under my boot, and that's it. This is what he's doing.
I agree with Megan.
He doesn't hold him in contempt. He doesn't actually do anything. This is just to harass him. Period.
Exactly. I mean, unless he's never left this county. I mean, I tutored an 8-year-old who had been to Hawaii 8 times because they went every year for vacation. She knew how flights work. She knew about cancellations. She knew about delays. She knew about departures. If an 8-year-old knows, Judge DeTortosis knows. Most definitely.
He most definitely knows.
I like to call him Judge the Dumbass. But
The dumbass.
There are a lot of good nicknames. I encourage people to come up with as many nicknames as
discretion
possible.
is
Your Honor, I have
advised
tickets
the words
pre-purchased. So to make my flight for my appearances in Ohio, there would not have, don't believe there would have been another opportunity to actually fly into Ohio to be able to make my appearances on
The
time.
lawyer never used those words and said, well, Judge, just to be accurate and just to be truthful and just to articulate
let's
the basis,
play
we're
semantics.
asking for a continuance of a case that involves a petition for protection against stalking, for which there's no temporary injunction, so that you have all the facts and circumstances. Let me tell you, my client doesn't have to be there tomorrow morning, but for the fact that he's already paid for a ticket that will allow him to get there the day before he has to be there, sign a document, and maybe the court at that time.
So let me get this straight,
People,
Judge.
I want to
You
know
wanted this
why
lawyer to give you his
the
detailed
state
itinerary. While you're on
Florida
my client has to get up at 8 a.m.
not enforcing that order from Ohio. It's federal law, I believe. They have to. All every time George or them makes the police report, they get a case number. I know Florida is a good state, but what I'm finding out, Florida is a crooked state. They got bad cops, they got bad judges, they got bad prosecutors. When the state of Florida, especially in Levy County, Florida, why ain't the prosecutor arresting her and John Cook for violating that protective order? Another question for your people. Since George or Jeremy got a protective order, a permanent protective order, how come the sheriff's department in Levy County has not taken John Cook's gun away, which is hid underneath the Jeep Gladiator seat? That's my question. So, I just don't understand this, people. Let's get back to it.
Having to address, when lawyers use that word, has to, must, shall, requirement, be in Ohio related to this situation. And what I'm now hearing is you really didn't have to be there till the next day.
Oh,
It
God.
may be that you really didn't have to be there at all because all what you did was sign a document, not see a judge who required you to make a court appearance.
Well, Jeremy had to be there and sign it in front of the notary public. You know that. And if they sent it from Florida to Ohio, how Ohio court would know if it was really a notary public? I know they got numbers they put on it when they sign it. So, maybe the FBI should get in it. I like to see them kick the judge off of the bench. Will they do it? I say no, but what do you all think? Leave it in the comments. I love these people.
To be there, and do not believe I could have gotten another flight to be there on time.
Did you ever set your lawyer straight when he was standing in front of this court saying that you had to address matters in Ohio tomorrow morning related to this situation?
Yeah,
I have discussed this with my representation, yes.
He stood in court. You were standing right next to him, or sitting right next to him, where he said nothing about it's because his flight's tomorrow and it might cause him an inconvenience. And I would have considered
He did say he had a flight.
There's no doubt that I would.
He did say it.
He did. He said he has a flight.
Like I am now.
I've watched it a half a dozen times too, Judge, and he said it.
Requires you to physically be present in another state when you can sign it here. We have plenty of notaries. You could swear before me. You could have sworn a document in court the following morning.
What an ass.
And sent it to your lawyer up there. And I can check with your lawyer in Ohio.
Not if he had to have the protection order from the sheriff first.
He's actually going to take time out of his day to call the Ohio attorney to find out if he could have done it another way. This guy who says he's so busy that he can't, hear the respondent's case ever. I can't get over this man.
By the way, the chat is saying, pay attention to Lynette. She's texting in court.
Yes, she is.
Oh. And do you think
But he's going to have ex parte communications with somebody, with his attorneys in Ohio?
Yeah.
Just on his own?
Yeah, he's going to check with the attorney in Ohio to find out if Jeremy's telling the truth. That's what he just said.
Did he issue an order to show cause?
No.
Which he did not do.
No. So is he allowed to call his attorney?
No.
Well, so
But he could issue an order to show cause, and then Jeremy would have to find a way to get his attorneys to submit an affidavit, some sort of statement that this is what needed. He had to do these things.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
But in denying the continuance that they filed the day before because she alleged Mark Feathers bribed her, That's the only reason Shockett's there. He had to find an attorney in less than 24 hours. So Shockett's like, I can't be prepared. And so the judge is just being pissy about what happened.
People, I'm asking you all to subscribe to the DUI guide, Megan Fox Ryder. Subscribe to these channels. You can keep up to date. I want to thank all you people that have subscribed. I give you all big hands up. And, hit the subscribe button. Well, having problems with the internet. I guess Spectrum, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything's having problems. If you remember a week or two ago, it was your cell phone companies went down. And they said no hackers. Man, when the internet goes down, I say it got to be hackers. I know there's plenty smart people out there. Let's get back to it.
It's like getting wilder by the second.
You don't like the Gallagher cut?
I'm not a big fan. No, I'm not a huge fan of the Gallagher cut.
He doesn't need a little gavel. He needs a giant mallet to.
Yeah. God, so funny. All right, Kelly Birdaw, thank you for the super chat. Says, yet LP just had to give a gas receipt for missing depot and her mom allegedly dying. And now she says that she's not dead. Judy Flackney, thanks for the super chat, says, did you see that Feathers was deemed guilty of contempt for giving JH the video? Yes. JH needs a chance to present his side. Shut up, Judge. He was held in contempt, but they didn't make him pay the fine. So how contemptible really was it? Kimberly Mogan, thanks for the super chat, says, hi, something's to a person he has a row on. No, I can't read that. I'm sorry. I think it was a typo. Karen Karsten, thanks for the super chat, says Judge D-Semantics. Let me try shutting down YouTube Studio. Maybe that'll help. Let's see. And Dennis Copper, welcome to the Fox Den. Thanks for being a new member. Ty Powers, thanks for the super chat, says, I believe he never checked. And yeah, no, he never called the lawyer. No, he was just threatening to do it because he was harassing Jeremy. Clerics, thanks for the super chat. Judge Liar Beaties. He also has deniabetes, I heard. That's funny. Tracy Fagan, thanks for the super chat, says, I plead the fifth. My Adventures in Home Brewing, thanks for the super chat, says, WTF, Judge Grudge strikes again. This guy is he's off the hook. Cherry Adamski, thanks for the super chat, says, dang it, MG, now I want watermelon. Were we talking about watermelon? I don't remember. What is happening?
Gallagher.
Oh, right, Gallagher. Is my YouTube just gonna not work anymore? What is the deal, YouTube? Stop. It's it won't even stop spinning when I say stop.
Is Brad able to, because what I've had to do with because my computer, for some reason, StreamYard and Edge just soaks up all my resources, is I'll have one of my co-hosts stream the video and I just put it on their screen.
I could see it if Larry's around. If Larry can do it, I'll send it to him. I'm putting the link in the chat. We're at minute 25:49.
But they'll have to pause when you need it paused.
Yeah, which is fine. All right, it looks like it might work now.
Florida.
There we go.
My concern is your lawyer was misrepresenting something to the court.
Oh, for God's sake.
And got away with it, with a continuance to today. And what's relevant about that, aside from the issues with the lawyer,
people,
is that we're now here today with another lawyer asking for another continuance.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the first continuance.
I've got to be concerned about your ability to present your case, because I've got to decide this case for the interests of both of you.
Well, he's not doing a good job. That should have been over with in the first hearing. You know, that judge is talk. You know, it's stupid, people. Let's get back some more to Megan Fox Ryder's YouTube channel about the case.
And judicial corruption, and more interested on who traveled to Washington, D.C. on January 6, 2020, and locking up grannies.
The court. And I'm not saying.
All right, will do.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Jeremy, let me send this email real quick. Let me get him a link in case Jeremy and George want to come on here. That sounds pretty serious. That sounds bad.
Well, and I did see that she filed in the case a notice of request for production or something like that yesterday, filing petitioner's request to produce. So I'm not sure what they're wanting to produce, but she has filed something, even though the case is, well, it's not, it's stayed, but technically, it is. He does retain jurisdiction pending the appeal. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I can't pull up the actual document.
Are you talking about Judge Thomas's?
Yeah, he does retain jurisdiction over pending matters during this time, but she has, Silverman has filed a notice of filing petitioner's request to produce. I see the docket entry. I don't have access to the actual documents.
See,
was filed yesterday.
I don't know. Wait, what was filed yesterday?
The notice of petitioner's request to produce. So I don't know what she's wanting to be produced.
Oh, okay.
But something to do with documentation.
Okay, before everybody panics, a lot of times, though, people will say things or post things online that they don't necessarily mean, or, have no way of planning, of actually pulling it off. He's on the way to his attorney right now? I would be too. Well, this is, you have to take it seriously, but let's hope that it's just internet shenanigans and not real. Okay, for those of you who are watching on Larry's channel, I guess I need to go and drop a link to this in his chat, because a bunch of you are like, if he leaves, we don't know where to go. Well, Megan Fox Investigates is where I am. I'll get over to Larry's chat and see if I'm a mod over there. I can post a link, so I will do that. But I have to first get a link, and then I will try to drop one in there for you guys to come on over.
That's crazy.
Yeah, look. Who was I talking to? Oh, Steve Gosney. So Steve Gosney, after looking at this case, he said what bothered him is that this case is going to end up in criminal court. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. There's no doubt about it in his mind.
Yeah.
That this was going to end up in criminal court, because he said these cases do not resolve like this. They resolve when someone breaks the law and commits a crime against someone else. And that's really unfortunate. All right, here you guys go. Here's my link for you guys. I've dropped it in Larry's chat if you guys want to pop over here. I don't know if his chat will continue to just go if he leaves it up. I'm not sure, but if not, you can come and just pop on over to mine. Okay. All right. So Steve was saying that he thinks that this is going to end up in criminal court.
Once you violate the protective order, then you'd be held in criminal contempt. And so, I know the Ohio court's looking into it, but they could be thrown in jail for violating that order. Showing up to the town hall meeting that George was at, and she has a protective order against Lynette and John, and Lynette showed up.
When was that?
I'm not sure. It happened after the Ohio order was entered, and I don't know when it was, but Jeremy wasn't at the meeting, but George was. She mentions it. Lynette mentions it in the hearing, I think in the first hearing.
So this was a while ago?
Yeah.
Maybe a week or two ago.
But the Ohio court's got to investigate it and they have to bring the motion for contempt. So,
And look who's joining us. It's Tug. Hey there, Tug.
hey, Tug.
We have some breaking news going on here. Apparently, Jeremy and George Hales have been they've been informed by the sheriff that a hit has been put out on them, and he's on his way to his attorney right now, or he would be here. Dang.
Apparently, there was a town hall meeting a couple of weeks ago that she showed up to as well. Last week. Yeah, last week she showed up to one.
What does that even mean? A hit? I mean,
I don't know. I guess the sheriff got a viable threat against them. Why else would he tell him that?
yeah. I mean, if law enforcement themselves are making contact, that's that's something.
Yeah, well, it's good to have at least law enforcement somewhat looking out for you.
Yeah.
Tug, I'm building a tanning salon. Let's see.
That's perfect.
So this is going to be the perv room.
You all heard it. George and Jeremy's on the way to the sheriff of Levy County. There's been a hit put on. You heard it from Megan Fox writers on there. So let's send prayers out to Jeremy and George of what the hells. You know, I blame the state of Florida for not enforcing those protective orders. And Judge Craig D. Thomas taking his First and Second Amendment rights away. You know, how do you expect Jeremy and George protect themselves? You all know more about the law than I do. Can he still have a gun with that protective order? And my question, since George and Jeremy got a protective order against Liar Preston and John Cook, why does he have a gun underneath the Jeep Gladiator seat? You know, why haven't Levy County stepped in and take the guns away from him? That's questions needs to ask people. I'm not a lawyer. I like to see Liar Preston and John Crook be in jail for violating the order. But maybe it's right. Maybe Levy County and the sheriff is a crooked people. I know in Indiana like that, you'd be in trouble. And they talk a judge can't be removed off of the bench. But I know in Indiana, and I forget what county, it'd be west of me, maybe Harrison or Crawford County, she was removed off the bench by the, was it Indiana Supreme Court judges or the Bar Association, however it goes. She was removed from the bench a year or two ago. So let's get back to it.
Was this something that... Oh, he was in the chat? I missed him. I missed him in the chat. It says 3 hours ago. So 3 hours ago, he put up this that said, Judge Grudge denied our petitions for injunctions against Lynette and John Crook and then sealed all the information from the public. That must have been when he first initially went after them, right? That wouldn't be,
yeah.
That wouldn't be like right now. So that was the last thing that he posted. All right, the chat's telling me there's no Ohio video.
Yeah, he would have it if there was.
Okay, that's too bad. Well, I wonder if there's Ohio files, though, filings and whatnot that we could read. There might be transcripts, although transcripts, if they haven't ordered them, transcripts are a lot of money. All right, I'm going to go through the super chats. Brian Watkins, thanks for the super chat. Judge Grudge had YouTube shut you down, Megan. Claire Kershaw, thanks for the super chat. LP texting Russ. That is what it looked like. Jive64 Taylor, thanks for the super chat, says Judge Fudge. Green Monster, thanks for the super chat, says I'll bet she's texting the ex-mayor behind her for advice. Green Monster for Taylor, looking for the finishing piece up there. And did you see the little tanning thing? Look at, it's got February 20th. What happens on February? What happened? Wait.
Maybe that was a town hall that she showed up to.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Lisa Wilson.
Somebody said there was one last week, too.
At the last town meeting. Okay. Thanks for the super chat. Proud Auntie of 2NL, thanks for the super chat, says they breached the PO last week. They stayed over 1.5 hours. Sheriffs were called and told them to leave when they were already leaving, and John blocked Jin? Or do you mean George?
Yeah, I think George is the one that went to the meeting.
Well, why haven't they arrested them yet? Why do they keep letting them go if they're breaking a protective order? I don't understand.
Because cops hate dealing with protective orders.
Yes, they do.
K-Nat Red Queen, thanks for the super chat, says no use in Ohio courts. And Sandra Kelly says, odd that Megan uncovered corruption with all judicial in the 8th district and Jeremy gets a notice of a hit on him. Ooh. I told you last night, Tug, I was like, this is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. If it gets any better at all. Mad Shammy, thanks for the super chat, says there is no Ohio video. Okay. Sarah Adams says, in AI world, you are frightening. Janice Wingfield, thanks to the super chat, says, yes, Lynette and Crook did make threats to Jeremy and George for Jeremy and George them in Ohio. And where were those threats? Were they posted on the internet? Like, were they verbal? Were they, how were they communicated? Came at Red Queen, thanks for the super chat, says, no video in Ohio courts, only sound. Oh, well, if there's audio, I would love to listen to that. She gave out the Zoom link to people. And Judge got angry and threatened contempt.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. But yeah, if it was audio, that should be.
We should be able to hear that. There should be a copy of that.
Unless the judge has ordered it sealed.
All right. MG, do we know how to get that CD I want to get for the, who do I ask for the CD? The court, the Kirk clerk, the Kirk clerk?
Court clerk,
court
yeah.
Clerk?
It would probably have to be the court clerk.
And you know who that is? The son of one of the guys on that tape.
Well, it would be, this was a bar proceeding, the one that y'all discussed last night for bar proceeding.
Yeah, and the court clerk.
They have to get it from the, wasn't it in front of, was it an open
it
court
was
or was it
wait,
a bar association?
Wait, it was the Supreme Court of Florida.
Yeah, so you should be able to get it.
I should be able to. He's not the clerk of the Supreme Court. He's the clerk of the 8th Circuit, and it did not happen in the 8th Circuit. Okay, good. Yeah.
I just found out whatever court that hearing was held in.
All right. And Kilobyte just has a good idea. We can maybe get that audio from the court clerk in Wayne County, Ohio. All right, that's something that I can look into.
We could maybe ask a potential criminal Sean, because he's up there.
DUI guy said add feathers to Lego court. Well, I'll have to find feathers first. I don't think I have any feathers, but I have a lot of Legos up here that I can start looking through to find some. Maybe I can find a feather pen or something to stick on the judge's desk. Jay did file. Okay, so what is this? Jay did file. Thank you, Lisa, for the super chat. Jay did file to receive injunction in Florida, and Craig denied and sealed. It appeared briefly on the court docket and disappeared the same day. Yeah, I heard about that. I had not looked at it. I don't think he put it up on the drive that I'm looking at. Chris Almeida, thanks for the super chat, says, why isn't the Ohio judge putting out a warrant for her arrest? Interest and don't get that. Well, it depends on, I don't know how that works across state lines. He can't. Can he? Can an Ohio judge issue a warrant across state lines?
A bench warrant would be issued, and if they ever got picked up, or the sheriff's department in Florida got hold of that warrant, they would go and pick her up.
The problem is getting them to do that too.
Yeah,
getting
that's
them
the
to
problem.
No interest. I mean, they can know we're
But I mean,
suing
if she goes anywhere and gets pulled over for an infraction, they're going to run to see if she has warrants, and then they'll detain her usually. And then ask whether they want, Wayne County wants her extradited. Because it could be that they have a hold order on that warrant. They pick her up and have to hold her till Ohio figures out what they want to do.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
She rambles so much in her documents. I've never had to redact so many stupid things in my life.
Are you redacting that 300-page thing?
I'm redacting the 338. A lot of that though is screenshots, but my God, some of it. I'm going through and trying to pull out specific names and phone.
Can you believe that a judge took that seriously?
No.
Honestly, can you believe that a judge actually took that seriously?
I can't. I can't. That is such
Me
a
either.
misjudgment justice.
It's outrageous. Ugh.
I mean, when
Right.
you read that, I can't believe I'm looking at a document that, it says things like, in his post, Mr. Hale says that I'm going to call him a cigarette boy, you know what I mean, there, and his girlfriend, a sand, you know how that goes, and Your Honor, I'm like, wow, what a sentence, what a sentence.
What a sentence. Oh, we also missed another one, Tug, that she said later on, where they called her a scummy C word.
Yeah, scummy C. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one needs to be on the
Is
show.
that a hate crime, people?
If she knew how to monetize this, she would have already put that on a shirt and sold a ton of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's what I would have done.
Yep.
She needs to learn how to grift.
Yeah, for real. I've been selling mole traps, like shirts and all kinds of stuff.
Teddy O'Hearn, thanks for the super chat, says DA told LC Sheriff not to enforce CPO. The DA? Who is the DA? I wonder if he's one of the guys. Who's the DA? Let's find out. Is he one of the guys that was the witness for the tanning salon perv? Who is the district attorney, Levy County 8th?
These documents. Brett Granger asked me on voting day why I had my child in a dog crate. Sir, it was a $300 playpen.
So this is the guy. He looks like the rest of them that we were looking at last night, but his name isn't on here. Isn't that weird? How come his name isn't on here? Let's go to about. Oh, Brian Kramer. Nope, not one of the guys that was on the witness list. Maybe he's a decent dude. Maybe he's a good dude. Maybe this is the one guy in Levy County, but maybe not if he told the sheriff not to enforce the CPO.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it this guy? This is the guy who did that? I mean, I don't know. Should I call him and ask? You know what? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Names and phone.
Can you believe that a judge took that seriously? And enforce if he told the sheriff not to enforce an order, an Ohio protective order? Let's see.
Yes, definitely. He won't comment.
Yeah.
But
Journalism
at least you have
live.
that.
Well, what I might do is send him a press inquiry on an email because
Yes.
there's a paper trail then. I mean, I probably won't get him
Some
on
people
the
are
phone.
saying it's the state attorney, not the DA.
So so I need to know who it is. Okay, who's the state attorney? The state attorney?
Like the attorney general?
The attorney general? No.
I mean, normally, the office of the state attorney, that must be what they call them, the district attorneys down there.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying state attorney, yeah.
Well, this is the guy. He
this
is the
is
office of the state attorney, but he's the one for the 8th Circuit. This is the state attorney.
Oh, no, there's somebody saying it's the attorney general's office that told them not to enforce.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
The attorney general, who is the attorney general of Florida? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, several people are saying it was the AG.
No,
but-
Ashley Moody. It couldn't be her.
Yeah, the big thing they need to do is get an order, get a bench warrant issued in Ohio somehow, and then hire a bounty hunter.
Trust me when I tell you, it is not the attorney general. It has to be the local district attorney, if anybody. If anybody did what you're saying was done, it's got to be the local. Trust me that the attorney general has no idea what's going on in Boo-Foo, Levy County, okay? Attorney general has no shits given about what's going on in Levy County. They do not know and they do not care unless it's brought to their attention and some shit is going on and they need to deal with it. But trust me, it's not the attorney general. That can't be. Somebody misheard. They have too much to do. I am, though, I think we might have reached Archie Ruckus cam. Hold on. We may be able to turn on the dog cam.
I would do a cat cam, but my cat is constantly trying to...
Oh, we did. Ruckus cam is coming. Oh, look, he's sleeping in his bed with his toys all around him. Look how cute. Aww.
There's my kitty cat. There's Socks. Alex, Margaret.
Juliet Morgan says, I'm
There's
worried for
Wildcat
Hale's
up
safety.
there.
Well, of course. I mean, I think we're all concerned about it. And that was always a possibility.
There's
When they get into these
Nancy.
feuds, the Hatfields and McCoys is a real story.
That's Margaret's second
Colleen's-
litter of baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says it'll be a U.S.
Alex
marshal that would
is,
John back.
so you all heard here, and I'm Megan Fox, that the Levy County Sheriff contacted what the hell's Jeremy and George en route to the Levy County Sheriff's Department. They got a report that Jeremy and George's life has been threatened. They've been telling it from day one, where John Crook and Liar Preston have threatened to kill them. Don't those people in Florida take this seriously? It's only my opinion, people. I try to find some L brackets, that I can put on the back of my wood frame for my mirror. Dollar store, JC store, I guess I have to go to Ace Hardware. I won't be out that way until tomorrow, but I did have to go to the license branch to get my license plate renewed. And for some reason, people, they charge me $1 and something more because I use a debit card. Why is the Indiana charging you $1? Say, I think it's $1.98. Don't quote me on that, but if you're in a business like that, a water company, water bill, sewage bill people, why do they charge you $1 and something more? That sucks. So
Disregard the judge's orders on this. Disregard. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't do it. I will not follow an illegal order that would put my family at risk. No, absolutely not.
You wouldn't let a bunch of crazed rednecks get you killed? Wow.
No, I don't think I would, Tug. All this hillbilly shit is totally and completely not in my wheelhouse.
Reminds me of home.
Yeah, they do want to run them out. That's what this is about. And you know what? Frankly, it might be time to go. It might be time to go. You're not... What we found last night, I told Tug when we were talking about it last night, what we found last night made me feel very concerned about how this is going to go for them. If there are 5 judges involved and a bunch of DAs and a bunch of state attorneys in covering up for one another, then there is no chance in hell that he's going to get justice in this place as an outsider. Do you think so, Tug?
No,
even with a different judge, it's not going to matter.
That's a hard prediction to make, though.
That's why you need a million eyes on something, though. I mean, that's pretty well. I mean, as long as they can keep it in the shadows, no, I don't think you can ever get justice.
Well, because even if he's removed, people are not going to stop focusing on this because they're going to see what the new judge does. I mean, I've had judges recused before, and the next judge, hopefully the next judge isn't wanting to try to make case law. I think that's the reason this guy's doing this. He wants his name on an opinion, on an appellant, be involved in an appellant opinion making new law.
Yeah, I think that's what he wants too. But I think another judge, though, I think they're all very aware by this point. I'm sure the entire Eighth Circuit is now aware of this case. And I'm sure they're all very nervous and don't want to be embarrassed and stuff. And I think they're probably more likely to lash out at him than anything else.
Maybe at the judge. I mean, I would say that maybe that, behind closed doors, they're like, okay, he really needs to just go. But they're not going to say it to his face.
Just a random question. Does Otter Creek have a Walmart?
Probably not. There's only like 150 people.
I mean, Walmart's everywhere. I'm just curious.
Otter Creek, Florida, Walmart. Let's see. There is one in Chiefland. How close is that? I don't know. I don't know where these.
It says no. There's not one.
Okay.
Let's look at, what is this place called? It's called Otter Creek?
Yeah, like the animal otter.
All right.
OTT.
Let's pull up Google Earth. Let's take a look at Otter. Let's take a look at Otter Creek.
To do that last night was to pull up the satellites while we were watching the Fish and Wildlife video. They were like, bring up the Google Maps of this place.
Florida.
See, I think any place with a Walmart ruins the Deliverance theme, because you can always run to Walmart and get away from the rednecks. But this place.
All right. Well,
come
on, bring me in there. I want to. Can we?
Well, I mean, I guess since they have their cousins working in Walmart.
All right. So this is it. This is Otter Creek. Just this tiny land. Oh, this is the Shady Oaks campground. Isn't that where they were staying before they moved to their land? Shady Oaks campground here. How do I move around on this thing? I'm not good at this.
Drag it. Yeah, drag.
I can try. There we go. Drag. All right. Let's back up a little bit. What else is here? So there's a school, the water reclamation place, the town hall. We know a lot of shit's going on over there at the town hall. I got the town of Otter Creek Park and Recreation. So Parks and Rec is over here. We've got Tri-County Towing and Recovery. Is there any restaurant in this town or anything? What is here?
Sure. There's got to be a restaurant.
Over here on the right side is showing us some pictures of stuff that's here. So there's looks like a farmer's market at a gas station, an old broken down barn house, a gas station that's not working. Looks like a corner store that's not open.
No restaurant.
I'm not seeing any.
That's what people are saying. They were like, no.
Wow,
the one gas station
what made them want to move here? Look at this place.
This is a whole lot of nothing, and they were like, ooh, a whole lot of nothing.
Fresh fruit. I doubt it.
He said also the cell tower. There's a cell tower right there. So as far as what they do, you have a signal. I mean, out in the middle of nowhere. I tell you firsthand. Well, I lived out in this little bitty town. It was a population of 370, I think, and we had to in order to get any kind of service, we had to have satellite service. It was the worst thing ever. Try. It's like going back to AOL with your needs for YouTube.
Let's take a walk. At Otter Creek, shall we?
Oh man, this is a little exciting.
Let's take a walk. Let's look around. Where are we at? It looks like there's like an old broken down shed over there.
And on this side, we have a meth house.
Like, seriously, what do people do here? How do I move forward?
Well, that's why they make a lot of meth and shoot at people in the walls.
How come I don't know how to work this? I don't know why I'm so bad at this, but I don't seem to be able to.
People, I'm going to get off of here. Like I say, if you want to finish watching this video, go to Megan Fox Ryder. She's live, but I'm getting tired. They calling for rain. It's supposed to done be here, but I don't see it's raining outside. So I might have to go out and rake a few leaves out of the flower bed, stuff like that. And I got a few tulips coming out about 100. So I want to say, God bless you all. Aloha. And ladies, it's not your fault that you're getting abused. Report it to the police. People, if you see it, you hear it, report it to your local police. There's this woman, you heard me talk about it. She lives in Scott County, Indiana, which is about so many miles up the road. She's getting abused. I know when she said she didn't have too many friends, I knew what was going on. I've seen it in my lifetime. She got a few friends that her husband that don't know about. He checks her cell phone. He checks everything. You know, he's a control freak. So people, if you live in Scott County, check with your family members and see if that happened. You know, if that's your sister, your daughter, you know how your daughter reacts to stuff. You know what to look for. And if you see it, you hear it, report it. Because this lady has been threatened by her mate, either to kill her and the children. That's not a safe place for her. People, keep your eyes and ears open in Scott County. Keep an eye on your neighbor. Ladies, I know you're afraid to report it. There's been cases on court TV or something like that the woman killed her husband and charged with murder because there was no evidence of her being abused. So please report it. I know you're afraid. Also, people, I know you don't believe in God. Pray to God for your help. God will help you somehow. Don't ask me how. If you want them people abused, the next time you go out without your husband with you, say you go to a grocery store or a Walmart, you know, you can tell them about it. Tell them your name, your address, and have them contact the police. You know, they keep it confidential. Anybody who beats the heck out of a woman ain't no man. Men does not do that. Not supposed to do it. Parents who got kids, teach your children about abuse when they get older. They're not supposed to do that to women, or women don't do it to men. Does men report getting abused by a woman? No, I admit it. I have been abused by a woman. Did I report it? Yes, I report it. And them cops look at you like you're a dummy. But it does happen on both sides of the fence. Women get abused, men get abused. All women get abused out there by their mates. So I want to say thank you. Hit the subscribe bell. Hit the thumbs up. So I want to thank you. Go over to the Megan channel and you can watch that. Like I say, watch her, the DUI guy. And also, what the hell? There will be an update today on one of those channels, even on the Umbrella Guys channel, where Jamie and George of What the Hells went to the Sheriff's Department because they have been threatened. So the Sheriff's Department, for what was said on Megan Fox Ryder's live show, that, so like I say, hit the subscribe bell where you get notifications. So I want to thank you all. Good evening. It's afternoon. It's 12:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March the 5th, I believe, of 2024. Love you all. God bless you.